Hello, I'm Martha Sheffel. I'm living in Munich, Germany for many, many years, and it's really become my home. I teach voice and also speech. The first 10 videos that I'm doing are basically for singers and for speakers, for anybody who speaks, so that's all of us, right? So tune in. I came over here in my 20s after I graduated from University of Michigan with degrees in solo voice and in music education. Then a couple of years later, I got into National Theater as a young soloist. And then when my children were underway, then I gave that up, but sang many, many concerts. Then later on sang internationally opera as a soloist in United States, Japan, all over the German-speaking countries as well. Now I'm very happy to be able to teach you about the things that I'm writing in this book, Ci Voce. And the first thing is to tell you how I had a vision to sing in the first place, because you have to envision and imagine something in front of you in order to sing well. Then you won't have stage fright because you're looking to a point where you're envisioning what you're singing and loving your words. So I will teach you now how to do this. You will want to know what my envisionment was. As a 10-year-old, I went to a Camp Bernavin in Wisconsin with 6 other girlfriends, and we shared a cabin. That took away the homesickness. But I had then seen a sign saying you could try out for a choir they were going to have the following Sunday. And that was on a Monday, so it was 6 days. I said, you know, you've never sung in a choir before? I've only sang for people when they came to the house, but didn't have any real desire to do anything vocally. And then I went to this rehearsal, and after the rehearsal, the conductor said, Marty, my nickname at the time, said, I would like you to stay and everybody else can go back to the cabins. And I didn't know what it was for. I was a little bit afraid. And she said, do you know that you have a vibrato? And I looked at her and I said, is that an illness? Am I sick? And she said, no, not at all. A vibrato is a natural wave in the voice that most 10-year-olds don't have, and certainly not with as big and beautiful as a voice as you have. And I thought, So that sunk in. And then I said, yeah, and what's now? And she said, would you be willing to sing a solo on Sunday? I said, by myself. She said, yeah, all by yourself. I said, I see no problem. I always sang for guests at home, and my mother had people over for coffee or whatever. It was not a problem for me. I was not afraid to sing because I had that experience. And said, sure. So she gave me the music. It was from Xerxes by Handel. The Largo, which is Opera mai fu, but with an English text, about a dome of trees and just singing in God's nature. I thought, that's fine. So I came back 4 days later and said, okay, I'm all ready to try it. And she said, where's your music? And I said, I have it memorized. Do I have to have my music with me? She said, you have it memorized? Sure, I never had a problem singing by memory real fast. I learned very fast for speaking, memorizing. Okay, good. So that Sunday, there were 250 campers sitting cross-legged on this bed of pine needles with the smell of pine trees and wild strawberries under this dome of trees. And it felt very protected. Then I looked out towards a lake that was nearby, and across the lake, this ray of sunshine was just coming up to me. And that's where I sang to. I sang to this ray of light on the other side and just thought about the words that I was singing and loved the words that I was singing. And at the end, everybody clapped and I jumped. It frightened me because I was in a trance world. And then everybody clapped and laughed, and I laughed too. Then the conductor came up to me afterwards. She said, so, Marty, I'm going to write to your parents that you should definitely be in a choir And then when you're 15 or 16, then you take voice lessons because you really have an unusual voice. And okay, I can try that, which I did. And here I am. Had a lot of success singing internationally as a soloist. And now I'm really enjoying teaching, envisioning what I know and giving it to my students and to the rest of the world through these videos. So I hope you enjoy this. And when you are singing yourself, try to envision something. Love your words. And I will be giving at least 9 other videos in English now. I did 9 in German. And then I will be teaching mostly just for singers. But tune in. This is probably a lot of this that you don't know. Have a good week and try envisioning whatever you're speaking or singing. And love your words. Till next week. Bye-bye.